As you all know, we began this process in August of last year, and over the last several months, my audit staff has worked quickly and diligently to thoroughly assess this school district that oversees the educational well-being of more than 16,000 young people and pays the salaries of more than 3,500 full and part-time employees. As you can imagine, it's an incredible amount of work looking at all aspects of a district of this size. It's one of the largest districts in the state. And while we continue to review this school system, I wanted to get the information that we do have into the hands of parents and taxpayers as soon as possible, which is why we're here today to present the first of two parts of our audit. When I announced this audit nearly 1 year ago today, I made it clear that this was an audit that was on my radar before city and state officials began calling on us to get involved. Even before I started my service as state auditor, I believed parents and taxpayers deserved more information about how their schools are performing. And once the people of Missouri trusted me with the responsibility of this position, I made it a priority to emphasize audits of our public schools. At the state level, school funding is the second largest part of our budget. And at the local level, it's number one. I know the community, and to some extent the entire state, are counting on the leadership of St. Louis Public Schools to do their job. I know the public outcry, the call from other government officials, and even the reporting by members of the media initially focused on issues surrounding the former superintendent, Dr. Keisha Scarlett. But I want to stress that the district was in desperate need of a performance audit well before Dr. Scarlett arrived in St. Louis. There certainly were many issues related to Dr. Scarlett's tenure, and they are documented in this report. However, the school board was asleep at the wheel and allowed Dr. Scarlett to abuse the system in the first place, and that issue has to be addressed. When you read through the report we've drafted, you'll find a recurring theme, and one that should cause concern for anyone who cares about the future of St. Louis Public Schools. Time and time again, you'll see that the Board of Education can and must do better, a much better job of providing leadership and oversight for the district. These problems exist in the essential functions of the budget process, where it's been well documented that the district is on a path to bankruptcy. For fiscal years 2024, 2025, and 2026, the district budgeted deficit spending of $17.7 million, $35.4 million, and $33.4 million respectively. As of last year, the district had an unassigned fund balance of approximately $200 million in its general fund. But based on the district's current projected spending, that fund will be down to just under $136 million by 2026. And if this trend continues, the district will be what the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education defines as a financially stressed district by 2030, and will not have sufficient funds to complete the school year by 2031. There's still time to avert that disaster, but as our report also identifies, the kind of planning that needs to take place to ensure the long-term financial future of the district simply has not happened. We found instances where the board has abdicated its oversight authority. For fiscal year 2025, the preliminary budget authorizing over $440 million of expenditures wasn't received by the board until May 28, 2024, and was then approved in just 14 days. Then the board revised its own policy, which previously required the preliminary budget to be presented in March, so that it wasn't due until June 1st, which is only 30 days before the start of the fiscal year. Rather than complete the assignment, they changed the due date. That's not something that should work for a student in the classroom, and it's certainly not something that should work for district leadership. To top it off, the budget books they were using had numerous errors and information that was out of date or completely inaccessible to the public. Our report also documents the questionable and unreasonable purchases made by district personnel for items that did not have an educational benefit. The district made approximately $1.4 million in purchases using 24 purchasing cards from June 6, 2023 through August 5th, 2024, which occurred under the watch of Dr. Scarlett.